Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're fishing at Ferrybridge on the Chesil Beach. It's Thursday the 7th of November, 11:30 in the morning, and it's about 2 hours after high tide, so the tide's going out. We've got a low tide about 3:15 and then a high tide tonight at about 10 o'clock. And the plan is just to fish until basically I've had enough or run out of bait, I think. We've got a very strong southeasterly wind, a bit stronger than I thought it was going to be, maybe 10 to 15 mile an hour. But the sea's relatively flat, a bit of colour in the water, and the first casts are out. Parked in the car park by the beach cafe there. Paid me 14 quid for whatever it was, 10 hours or 24 hours, and yeah. Someone's just got a big conger down there actually by the looks of it, which is nice to see. And yeah, the baits today I got just black lug, mackerel and squid, and fishing sort of loop rigs and 2-hook clip rigs, really just scratching around just to see what I can pull out. There you go. They're still around. It's the 7th of November. Beautiful black bream. I think he was taking on a bit of mackerel. There you go. I'm going to put him back because he's quite lively. Maybe a little bit too small. Anyway, the blank is beaten. Hooray! I'm not sure whether that actually recorded there. Nice to get a black bream on a piece of mackerel. Nice to see that they're still here at the end of the first week of November. I think I was saying on when I was winding in, this is the furthest down towards Portland I've fished on the Chesil Beach in about, I don't know, 25 visits or so that I've made here. And I'm using an app on my phone today, Navionics boating app, which actually gives a location, or it gives depths. It's obviously for seafood, but actually gives depths and shows locations of underwater features. And obviously in front of the car park, if you Google the wrecks at Ferrybridge or Chesil, you'll see that there are at least 3 wrecks. And I'm pretty much sat in front of one at the moment. And I'll show a little picture up here, what the app shows. And first cast, I managed to, well, I snagged, the first time I've ever snagged a trace at Chesil and lost it to pull for a break. It wasn't a line snag, it was rock solid, no give whatsoever. But I can't believe that I cast 330 feet, about 100 yards to hit it. But anyway, there was something there, maybe a bit of debris or something. But great that got a fish pretty early on. And that was, as I say, taken on frozen mackerel. All the baits are frozen. I was too lazy to go to the bait shop, so I've got frozen blacks, frozen squid and frozen mackerel out of my freezer. So once again my GoPro failed me. Just had another small black bream. I'll put a little picture here. I tried to get some footage but I couldn't. I don't know, technology, eh? Can't live with it, can't live without it, can't live with it, can't do anything with it at the moment. Anyway, it's nice that the bream are still here. Just taken on very small pieces of mackerel. Nothing as yet. I was expecting to catch a few whiting maybe, a couple of pout, but none of those usual suspects yet. Anyway, still plenty of time in the day. So all through the day, and I apologise for the quality of the video, I was plagued by sound problems. So here's a video where I have no sound on my GoPro. I'd given up with my microphone at this point. And I just show this one because it is classic. I was had a bite on my left-hand rod. I struck into it as shown, and then I managed to catch my foot on a trace that had been baited up that was hanging off my wrist, and it stuck into the webbing on my trainer, so I had to go and get a pair of pliers, put the rod back on the rest, and extract the hook from my foot. It was all going wrong on this day. So yeah, what I've realised when I've got home the next day is that on my GoPro, the audio setting on the video setting that I use has a wind reduction feature. It can either be on, off, or auto, and basically I had the wind noise reduction set to off, so basically it recorded the sound on the video as heard, so that's why there's a lot of wind noise on a lot of the videos. I don't know why the GoPro didn't record any sound on this video or the next one coming up, but anyway, I managed to wind this one in, and I think it was my third black bream of the day, and they were all, the first one I caught was a good size, probably about £1, and then I had a run of bream that were all about legal size, so about 9 to 10 inches, or that sort of size, 24 centimeters. So on this video, again with no sound, and sorry for that again, just showing a basic 2-hook clip rig that I was using. Snood length's typically about 18 inches long. I think that's probably £20 amnesia, that line that I'm using, and then a size 2 Aberdeen style hook. Baits are quite small, 2 to 3 inch pieces of squid or mackerel on the bottom, and generally half a black lug and a piece of squid on the top hook, and they were basically whipped on to try and give them a bit of added security during casting. Leads were typically 150, 170 grams, and even though there was quite a strong pull, that was more than adequate for the tidal conditions on the day. It wasn't a particularly big tide, about I think, what was it, 1.3 to 3 meters, so a little over 2 meter tidal distance drop and rise. Because I got snagged up first thing on something in front of the bivvy, I was sort of casting in more of a V shape, left and right of my bivvy to try and just keep out of that snag. And later on in the session, I managed to pick it up again a couple of times, but I pulled and just recovered a load of weed and got my traces back. And another thing for the day, obviously it was a no-fly zone, as I showed on a photograph earlier on in the video, for drones, because of the air traffic down at the naval base, and all day there were helicopters just flying over. So one of the baits I'm using today is frozen black lug. If you're new to angling and you've never seen it, they tend to come in wraps of newspaper. Hold on, try and find it. There we go. There's a frozen black lug, probably about 7 or so inches long. Typically they come in about wraps of 10. I bought these ones from Abbotsbury Angling last time I came down, about a month ago. And also in between, I've been to Dave Richards Angling in Newport, where he had a deal on and was selling 5 wraps for the price of 4. So you get 5 wraps, so that'll be about 50 lug for 20 quid. I don't know whether that's a good deal or not. I know that Real Fun Fishing in Portishead were advertising that they're putting their price of their ragworm and lugworm up, I think, to £25 a pound, because of all the costs involved. They get a lot of their worm, I think, or if not all of their worm, from Holland via dredging, so Brexit costs and import, export, all that sort of stuff is probably adding a lot of overheads to their bait business. But yeah, you don't want to be feeding £25 a pound, 25 pound a pound to the crabs. Yeah, so use your bait wisely. Invest in a good cool box. So this is the Navionics app I use. You can see this is where I am here. This is where this wreck mark is here, and I think that's saying it's about 320 feet, and the water depth is about 12 meters, but I'm not quite sure whether that's high or low tide. I would have thought low tide, I'm guessing. I haven't really found that out on the app yet. It's a good app. You pay about I pay about 40 quid a year. It's good when I'm over in Pembrokeshire. It's good for rock marks. You can see little gullies and bits and bobs in front of you when you're fishing. And I think you can get it for a couple of weeks free, and then you have to pay a subscription. Well, after missing that nice bite last cast, fiddling around with my microphone, cast it straight out, and here's another little bream, only a tiny one. I haven't said, but basically every cast, maybe 20 minutes or so, the baits are being stripped. So, because it's quite a strong wind, whether I'm just not seeing some of the bites. But that last bite I missed was a real good one. But anyway, next cast, saw a few little taps, kept going slack, tiny little bream. Let's put it back in. Not really sure what I caught that last bream on. Both the hooks were bare. Anyway, here's a loop rig with black rugged squid and a piece of mackerel. Let's get it out there. If you're the helicopter equivalent of a train spotter, you'd love it down here today. Every 5-10 minutes, when they're doing exercises or just dropping stuff off. Again, it's going to look tiny on my GoPro. But a big Royal Navy Sea King or whatever they are, constantly flying in and out. So that's 4 bream now, and we're about an hour to low water. That's about a bream. Barely hooked. It was either squid or mackerel, that one. He's 34 centimetres. I think the legal limit is 24, 9.5 inches. So I put the first one I had back, thinking that was going to be really good. So I think I'll take this one home with me, have it for lunch tomorrow. Anyway, that's the 5th bream. Great sport here at Ferrybridge. You know, I talked about my last trip at Abbotsbury about a month or so ago. I picked up a parking ticket there, so be careful when you go down. I'll tell you my story. I bought a ticket, but when I typed in my registration number, I only typed in the first 2 letters. I missed out, for whatever reason, the machine didn't pick up the 2 numbers and the 3 letters at the end. So only 2 of the 7 digits were present. Anyway, I got a ticket, I paid for it, fished, went home, and then I had a parking summons for 60 or 70 quid from Euro Parks or whatever. So I challenged it, obviously saying that I had a ticket, took a photograph of the ticket I had, I kept the parking ticket. But they argued that their terms and conditions, which are displayed, I think, at the car park, are that you must put the exact car registration number that you're in. So they basically said if I pay a £20 admin fee, my fine would be that would be it. I just have to pay 20 quid instead of the 60 or 70 quid. So just a word of warning: ANPR cameras, they obviously picked up my registration number coming in, going out, which they supply. And obviously you've just got to be careful there. So that's at Abbotsbury. Get a ticket, They obviously won't say, you know, if you say, oh, the parking meter couldn't get reception or anything like that, then they'll argue, well, you shouldn't be parking there if you can't get a ticket. So just one to watch out for. Another way to make money off us. So learn my lesson there. Take time now to enter my registration number correctly and check. Another baby bream. I was saying I hadn't had any plutin. There's one. There's another. My first double shot of the day, and they're actually quite decent pout. Anyway, different species. Let's get them unhooked, try to put them back in. Just coming into dusk, and a stonking bite. Look at that, for a pouted. That must be well over a pound. It's 39 centimetres, 38 centimetres. Was that the rod off the rest? Beautiful fish. So 3 pouted 2 casts on the same rod. As soon as it got dark, oops, there he goes. There we are. What a nice fish that is. I think he'll have some nice steaks off that one. Well, it's 6:15. Since I had that large pouting, I haven't caught anything for about an hour and a quarter. No bites, nothing. So I'm going to have one more cast each on the rods, and then I'm going to call that a day. Well, I've actually done my outro, but I'll just show you this. I had a pulley pedal with some backloaded squid, and I had 2 savage bites. Then it went quiet. I'm not sure whether that's a conger. That was quite a big pouting, and you can see that something's bit at the neck, or it might even be a squid or a cuttle. I thought that was quite interesting. Anyway, that pouting is pretty deceased. I weighed the bream, the biggest bream I had, that was £1 1 ounce, and the pout was £1.9, was it? So a couple of nice fish to take home anyway. So yes, just the 6 bream, 3 pouting, that was it today. Last caster in the water. I'm not going to stay late. High tide is about 10. I don't think I can stay up until then, past my bedtime. I've got a long drive back. So just want to say thanks for everybody who's watched. Particularly thanks to everyone who watched the last Abbotsbury video. That was a popular one. Appreciate the support. Thanks for everyone who likes and subscribes and comments. And sorry again, all technical issues today. I'll have to have a think about the best medium to record with. The GoPro is very unreliable at the moment, and my microphone setup is struggling when you've got a lot of wind noise. So yeah, I'll have to do a bit more work on that setup. Anyway, until the next time, tight lines. If you're out fishing, be safe. Best of luck, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye now. Bye.